Hi everyone, and welcome to this segment that we are doing here at TCWC called Beyond Proverbs 31. Today we are looking at Rebecca. Rebecca's story is found in Genesis chapter 24, and it is very interesting. One of the most beautiful love stories ever written in the Bible. Abraham's son Isaac had reached the age where he was supposed to marry, and so Abraham decided to send his servant to go and look for a wife for Isaac back in his home country, which was Mesopotamia. The servant gave his word that he would do as his master had asked, and set out on his journey to find a wife for his master's son. Now, from verse 12 of that chapter, that's when things become even more interesting. Because when the servant reaches his destination, he prays for God to give him success and a sign. And before he had even finished praying, out comes Rebecca and does exactly as this man had prayed for as a sign from God. Wow, right? And so as people read this story, they think God had already chosen Rebecca for Isaac and she just had to show up, or that Rebecca was at the right place and at the right time. Yes, maybe that's how it happened. It could be true, but I see Rebecca as an individual with a beautiful character that led her to a blessing. Rebecca was a hard-working woman. If she wasn't, and she was lazy, she would not have been at the well in the first place if she wasn't a hard worker and if she was lazy. When you do what you are supposed to do at the time you are supposed to do it, wow, life will just flow for you. So many of you are frustrated because you do not take your responsibilities seriously, even chores. And so when you do them, feels like something so mundane and unnecessary. And there is no such thing as unnecessary in this world or mundane. We do everything as if we are doing it for God. Ask Rebecca. She found her man through a mundane task. Another thing about Rebecca is that she was kind. She was willing to give a stranger and his camels water to drink. I mean, for many of us, going the extra mile for a stranger is a no-no. What more a stranger and his camels or extra baggage? No one has time for that, right? But Rebecca was kind enough to get out of her way and help a stranger. When was the last time you were kind to anyone in your life? Better yet still, a stranger. This is something to consider. The last thing I want to say about Rebecca is that she was a woman of faith, and she had crazy faith. She left everything behind and went to another land, which was a boat's step. And it's a beautiful thing that it all worked out, because at the end of this chapter, we learn that Isaac loved Rebecca when he eventually met her. But when Rebecca left her home country, she didn't know this. She did not know how Isaac was going to react. I'm not saying you should do the same thing. Rebecca probably had discernment from God, but I want to encourage you to take some bold, faith-filled steps for the Lord. especially in the areas that God is asking you to step out in faith. And you will see the amazing power of God at work when you do. At this point in time, I want to put a disclaimer and say that I am not saying that if you become a Ruth, a Mary, or a Rebecca, you will definitely find your husband. That is not what we are saying. What we are saying is that these women are women that can be looked up to by us single women as they are role models. The world has so many role models that don't inspire us to become better people. But these women were different and inspiring. They make you want to become better for you and for others around you. And maybe in the future, by the grace of God, for your future spouse too. So I encourage you to keep going and learning and becoming better and being challenged by these women of the Bible. It is a start. It is a start to learn about other women and how they did things and their character and how their character so moved and inspired God. So let us know what you think. Leave us a comment below and don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to this channel.